Lots of Americans, John. Lots of...
My apologies.
Too many things I should not have known, but now I know.
They're here to find some fire, some flames. How's it going, guys? I'm back with my good buddy Heidi here, drinking some coffee. Cheers.
Cheers. Woo. John's coffee is amazing.
If you want some coffee, come here. Anyhow, today we are going to be talking about all kinds of stuff with what Heidi does with her business and life. Let's go. So, always great to have you back.
I love being here. I love free coffee.
You really don't like me, you just love my coffee.
No.
I figured it out. All right, you like me and
awesome.
the coffee?
Yes, I like you, the coffee, and Gresha, of course. You guys are awesome.
Gresha's all right.
Don't believe a word he says.
Love your camera lady. So you are the owner of CNG Consulting. We've had you on here before, helping out a lot of foreigners with processing all kinds of visas. Yeah. But I'm really interested today to kind of talk about, you know, your background, what you've done, and, you know, what it looks like working with foreigners all the time.
Well, my parents used to own a bar, and since I was a young kid, I've been talking to foreigners. Did I tell you this?
No.
And then one day, someone was like, Heidi, when you become a professional, you should help expats make it easier for them to move here to the Philippines, like lands and visas and stuff like that. And I was like 10 maybe, and I was like, huh, what does that mean? Because by that age, my dad was like, you're gonna be a lawyer, you're gonna be a lawyer. And I was like, what is that even? What does any of this mean? And then I met this guy again, maybe when I was 25, when I just quit my job. And how it started was actually, he hired me to help him with lands, with his land. So I was already doing compliance then, and he was like, oh, can you help me with my properties? Because he was going to lose all of his properties if he didn't like title them. So I helped him title them, title everything, and that's how I knew like real estate and compliance and stuff. And then it hit me like, oh my God, that thing you said when I was young, that when I become a professional, I should be helping foreigners. And now I'm like,
here you are.
Here I am. Like, you basically, I don't know, you manifested it. And to me, no, that never made sense. But I've been surrounded by expats since I was a kid.
You poor thing.
Poor thing. Too many things I should not have known, but now I know.
Watch out for the foreigners. They will corrupt the best of people.
Oh, yeah. But in a good way. I mean, you know, I don't think I would have had the Western mindset if I didn't, like, you know, wasn't exposed to that at a very young age.
I get it.
Yeah.
So what's a typical day like for you? I mean, you're dealing with people mostly from what countries?
Lots of Americans, John. Lots of...
My apologies. My apologies. Some of us get free coffee, so we're not all bad.
Okay, I'm gonna be nice since I get free coffee.
All right. No, I want to know the truth. You know, so Americans, who else?
Americans, Canadians. We have a lot of Germans, Koreans, Chinese, Aussies. Recently French guys, some Spanish guys and girls, not just guys.
But how about with that? Like, how many? Like, say you have 10, you know, clients. How many are going to be dudes? How many are going to be women?
Right now, I think we only have 4 women out of, like, I don't want to say how many clients we have, but out of like a lot.
so out of 10, there might be like no women.
Yeah, out of 10. So maybe 1 in 10 would be women, and like most of them would be guys coming here.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the kind of reason why guys come over here. I'm imagining they're not here to do archaeological digs. They're here to find
fossil fuels.
Yes, not that one. They're here to find some fire, some flames. Is that true? I mean, are guys mostly just coming over here looking for love, or what do you find?
With the last video that we did, I'm kind of getting like a lot of leads and calls, and you know, when I get clients, I always assess them, what are your goals in the Philippines? What do you want to do? And like, maybe let's say 60% of them, the other side wants to do business. The 60% of them is like, I am there to find a wife.
Yeah. So 60%. So the last video you mentioned we did, it was on the srrv retirement visa. Yes. Guys, check it out here or there, wherever the camera lady will decide to put it. Yeah, very helpful information about retirement. To be honest, I would have thought like 90% of guys are coming over here to like find someone, but 60?
Unfortunately, some of them are very keen on doing business here because, you know, the economy is also really good. But yes, 60%.
I get that. So guys like me, I mean, I have a business over here. Your company helped us out with, you know, business visas, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see more guys coming over here for business as well.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so do they tend to be some of the younger guys that still have to work, or some of the, you know, older guys as well?
It's varied. It's varied. A lot of the guys are like in their 30s to 40s, come here for business. 40s and up, come here for date.
Right.
To date. I don't know what it is.
Insert. And so I think a lot of guys come over here for, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know, some just looking for fun, some a bit more serious. So do you feel like, depending on if that's like an American guy or a German guy, do you kind of feel like you see different patterns depending on nationalities?
Not really. It's mostly all
the same.
But not saying you can't be serious and have fun at the same time, right?
Right.
So there could be a balance there.
Right,
you know?
right. Heidi's being very polite because she knows you're gonna probably be her customer, helping out with visas. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting group of guys that come here. For me, though, I think one trend that I'm starting to see is some younger guys coming to the Philippines. So I think that younger expats used to go to other countries, but maybe just even over the last couple of months, I feel like I'm starting to see more younger expats that are coming over here. Are you seeing that or not?
I am seeing that. We have a lot of younger clients that are actually approaching us, especially in Siargao. So Siargao, it's mostly younger clientele. So these are people in their 20s to early 30s that are starting a business, buying properties, because I think they've realized that, you know, investing in real estate in the Philippines is actually better than buying a place in their country, because, you know, the real estate prices in the West and the US are insane. And always the thing is millennials can't afford a house right now. So I think the smart decision would be is to buy property here with the appreciation value being very high. Your money goes a long way. So it makes sense for younger foreigners to come here and invest and start a business and have fun.
Yes.
This and that.
Right. This and that. We're being very politically correct. So I can imagine a ton of guys watching this saying, are you kidding me? Investing property in the Philippines? So I see a lot of debate about that. But for me, when I first came here, I was just using Airbnb. And then after a while, it's like, why am I paying off somebody else's condo? I might as well pay off my own. And it's really not that much more that I pay for my own condo, which will eventually be paid off and be an asset or something I could resell, compared to just Airbnb. So I agree. You know, it's really worth looking into and kind of seeing the price differences over here. A lot of other foreigners I see, they'll come over here and they'll do long-term rentals on condos, and then they'll resell them on Airbnb as a kind of business. So what about that? You know, say that somebody wants to come over here and make money over here. Do they have to get a business visa, or how does that work?
Ideally, I would suggest for them to get a business visa, because you know, you're starting a business here in the Philippines, and then a lot of government agencies will be all eyes on you. So you'd rather be compliant. But if you're just going to be an investor, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you have to have a visa if you're going in and out of the country anyway.
Sure.
Right? But if you're always here, I suggest just getting a visa, permanent visa in the Philippines, because, you know, just to avoid problems. Right? And there's a lot of options to do it as well.
Absolutely. So say that somebody's coming over here and they're, you know, not looking to work, but they have some income, you know, coming in. What type of visa do you recommend for them?
So I would recommend the Special Investors Residence Visa. That one has a capitalization of 75,000 USD. But then that capitalization, you can invest it in stocks, your own company. And then, you can just convert that deposit, and then you can have an indefinite visa here in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if some people just like choked on their coffee and said 75 what? You know, I don't got that much in the bank. I mean, what do guys like that do? It's not something everybody can afford.
Okay. Well, it's a bit hard, because so this is the thing about the Philippines. We don't have just, regular visas where you can just come here and invest and like not have to spend a lot of money. There is a certain level of investment that you have to do here in the Philippines. Another would be the visa that you have, which is special visa for employment generation. You just need to have at least 10 Filipinos working for you.
Yeah.
And then you can get this visa. It's also an indefinite visa that business owners can actually get here in the Philippines.
Yeah. So definitely, I love that visa because, I started my company here with a one-person corporation, which is great. Foreigners could own a business 100% over here with a lot of types of business. And then I already started kind of growing my employees before I even moved over here full time, and I didn't have to pay that $75,000 because I already had 10 or more, because we already had more than 10, full-time, employees over here where we were paying taxes and all that kind of stuff that you have to do over here. So definitely another, great way if people are thinking about starting a business.
Exactly. And then there's no capital requirement.
Yes.
So everyone who choked on their coffee, here you go.
That's right. Be like me. Just hire a ton of people, give them jobs, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, and if they're willing to take the risk, there's always the Quota visa. But that one, there's 3 major requirements actually for that one. Either you show a remittance of 50,000 USD. That stays in your bank account. You don't have to deposit it anywhere. A purchase of condominium or investment in a corporation. So if you have current investments in a corporation, that also helps you. And then special merits, like as long as your qualifications, your degree, what you do is beneficial to the Philippine economy, then you can also attach that and get the Quota visa. But the thing is, they only approve 50 nationalities per country per year. So that's why I call it the lottery visa. Because,
But I haven't heard of that. So
you haven't?
That's very interesting.
It is interesting. But I suggest this for people who are not really top visitors of the Philippines. Sorry, John, Americans are one of the top visitors of the Philippines.
Right. So if I go back and get a quota from Zimbabwe, maybe I'll be good to go.
Yes. But if you're American, and they only approve 50 Americans per year.
Right.
That's the thing there. And there's last year it was 35,000 of you, John.
Really?
Yes.
All right. But actually, Americans aren't even close to the #1 tourist over here, right?
Yes. South Korea.
South Korea. I mean, I heard from, somebody that's part of their consulate over here that they're 80% or a really high number.
They're a high number. There's even a direct flight now from Panglao to South Korea, which is Panglao, Bohol, which they love diving.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. I've been to South Korea. How's it going, South Korean guys? So I'm sure that people have a lot of questions that we're not able to cover in a short video. I know before you guys were willing to do a free consult for people, serious about moving over here needing a visa. I got you free coffee. Can I still offer that to my viewers?
Yes. Please come to John's place and get your coffee fix and great conversation.
Thank you very much. So guys, if you have more questions about visas, I'll leave the link to Heidi's business down below. A lot of you guys will watch this video and then say, how do I get in touch with Heidi or her company? And so that's why I'm going to leave that link there. And Heidi, always great to have you here.
So happy to be here always. I'm going to come back for the next round of coffee, John. So.
All right. Why pay for Starbucks when you got Smulo bucks?
Yes. Oh, that's so smart. Smulo bucks.
Very good. Well, thank you again. And guys, always appreciate you taking the time to watch, and take care.